Jerome Corsi, though, has not backed down. Instead, today he filed a criminal complaint against Robert Mueller. He alleges gross misconduct by the special prosecutor's office. Jerome Corsi joins us tonight to explain. Mr. Corsi, thank you very much for coming on.
Well,
now,
pleasure,
when last
Tucker.
we spoke, my understanding was from a previous conversation that you had made a mistake. You say you forgot the date of an email that you forwarded, and that you went and told the special prosecutor's office that you made that mistake, and they allowed you to amend your testimony. They allowed it. But then at a later time, when you didn't say what they wanted you to say, they came back and threatened to prosecute you for lying in the first iteration of your testimony. Is that correct?
Yes, actually, I had not seen my 2016 emails. I hadn't reloaded them the first day of testimony. I'd forgotten about 2 emails. When I finally loaded the time machine, I realized these emails were there. The special prosecutor allowed me to amend the testimony about 10 days later, and then in the one count they wanted to plead guilty to, they wanted to charge me with knowingly and willfully giving false information on the original day's mistake, not taking into account that they had allowed me, the special prosecutor, to amend the testimony, which I thought was completely fraudulent.
Well, it's certainly odd, and most lawyers we've spoken to have never heard of something like that. What was the point? Why were they pressing you on that? Why do you think they're threatening you with perjury?
Well, from day one, I mean, they blew up. They said they're going to have enough to throw me in prison because I forgot these emails. And I'm convinced it was all a strategy. I mean, I went in to cooperate. I gave my computers, I gave my time machine, handed over voluntarily my emails, my Twitter account, etc., everything they wanted. And now the first day, you know, it's a memory test, and I don't get the memory test right, and suddenly I'm going to be thrown in prison for the rest of my life. It's an intimidation tactic, and I'm quite convinced it's intentional.
Intimidating you to get you to do what? What did they want you to do that you refused to do?
The key thing was that they wanted me to be the key link between, it was going to be me, Roger Stone, to me, to Julian Assange. And then they'd have all their collusion together. It would be Roger Stone to Steve Bannon to Donald Trump, and coordination with Assange. Except I figured out on my own, we'd had 25th wedding anniversary trip to Italy. On that flight, I calculated and figured out it was Assange had Podesta's emails. I'd never met Assange. I've never talked to Assange or emailed him, and I have no contact with anyone who is in touch with Assange. And the prosecutors refused to believe this. So it led to grilling after grilling after grilling, constantly. I have an 8-inch thick book with my name on it. And Mr. Zielinski, one of the prosecutors, won't tell me if that's all about me, won't tell me how many books like that he's got. And they're asking me questions and then pulling files out and say, but this email contradicts it. Well, I don't remember that email. I don't remember in detail any of my emails. I had 60,000 emails in my computer from 2016.
It's totally, and that's kind of the point, is that they had your emails. So if you had contact with Julian Assange, they would already know it. So this is obviously a grotesque charade. So I don't know the standing of your criminal complaint, but in principle, obviously, I'm rooting for you. Jerome Corsi, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate it.